Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are doing well. Na nashukuru sana kwa support ambayo mnanipa kila kukicha, kwa kuipenda na kupenda kazi ambayo nafanya kwa kuwaletea taarifa inapojiri. For my returning viewers, I want to tell you may God bless you so much. If you are a new member, remember to give this video a support of subscribing. Subscribe on this channel, please. Number 1, subscribe. Number 2, comment. Number 3, like the video. Today's reaction is that Edwin Sifuna anda kamati ya kuweza kuunda chama kingine kitakaoweza kupigana ama kukabiliana na ODM. Ni hawa watu ambao wanaweza kujiunga kwa sababu mambo yanazidi kuwa mabaya sana kwenye chama cha ODM. So tazama hizi video kesha nitakuja kwa uchambuzi rasmi.
Na sitauza chama. Mchana Sifuna anamwapisha Oburu Oginga kama party leader. Tena anakimbia katika runinga kuleta confusion kwamba hamtambui kamwe. Hiyo ni vyema kweli? Ni ungwana? Kwa sababu huwezi chukua Biblia uapishe mtu alafu unarudi kusema haumtambui. Alikuwa anampeleka baba Raila Amolo Odinga State House, wakaanza kuzungumuza maneno ya broad based. Anarudi mchana anasema hatambui, hajui. Kazi ya katibu mkuu ni kuwakilisha, kusemezana na watu kuhusu stand ya chama. Lakini yeye ameanza matusi na kiburi. Na mimi sasa ni katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Na sitingishwi. Nimesikia nimeambiwa sijasoma. Wamama mliokaa hapa niwaulize swali. Si ni nyinyi mnatuzaa? Si mmetuzaa? Haya, tena mumetulinda, si ndio? Mkatupatia heshima. Mimi nataka kuuliza swali moja. Nilivyosimama hapa mimi niliachwa ama nilifiwa na baba yangu nikiwa miaka 14. Nikang'ang'ana nikasoma mpaka nikafika university. Hiyo mwendo ya kujisomesha sio rahisi. Lakini Sifuna anatuma Profesa Kibwana kutusi mimi kwamba sijasoma. Kwa hivyo nyinyi kina mama, nyinyi wapiga kura, huwa mnatafuta maprofesa ndio muwapigie kura. Kwa hivyo wenye wajasomesha hapa, nyinyi wengi mliosomesha lakini labda mtoto hakufika kiwango akaitwa profesa. Hayo maneno ya kunitusi mimi sijasoma ni sawa si sawa? Sio sawa, lakini tunamsamea. Kidogo amemtuma rafiki yake mwingine kuniita chokora. Mimi mkiniangalia hivi nakaa chokora? Na hata nikikaa chokora nimepata nyumbani. Na nyumbani ni boma linaitwa ODM. Na sitauza chama. Mchana Sifuna anamwapisha Oburu Oginga kama party leader. Tena anakimbia katika runinga kuleta confusion kwamba hamtambui kamwe. Hiyo ni vyema kweli? Ni ungwana? Kwa sababu huwezi chukua Biblia uapishe mtu alafu unarudi kusema haumtambui. Alikuwa anampeleka baba Raila Amolo Odinga State House, wakaanza kuzungumuza maneno ya broad based. Anarudi mchana anasema hatambui, hajui. Kazi ya katibu mkuu ni kuwakilisha, kusemezana na watu kuhusu stand ya chama. Lakini yeye ameanza matusi na kiburi. Ni ndugu yangu na mheshimu, lakini asiponiheshimu, hiyo heshima pia atakosewa na mtu mwingine. Mbarikiwe sana.
Mimi ndio Sifuna. Mnaniona vizuri? Mimi ndio Sifuna, katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, seneta wa kaunti ya Nairobi na naibu kiranja wa walio wachache kwenye bunge la Senate. Nimefika hapa. Unajua kuna watu wanataka kutuambia matanga gani tunaweza enda, harusi gani tunaweza enda, na wanataka kutuchagulia marafiki na maadui. Sisi wa Nairobi, sisi ni familia moja. Huyu mheshimiwa Gakuya ni mbunge wa Embakasi North. Kule Embakasi North, kama hamjui, walichagua senator wa ODM, wakachagua MP wa UDA, wakachagua MCA kule Dandora 4 wakaweka ODM, Dandora 3 wakaweka UDA, hiyo ingine wakagawa vile wanataka. Wana ODM, wana DCP, wana ODM, wana UDA, wana Wiper. Nairobi wote walipewa nafasi. Wacha niwaambie, Nairobi ilituma jumla ya watu 19 kwenye bunge. 18 actually members of the National Assembly and 1 senator. Kwa hiyo group ya watu 19, kama hamjui, iko Waluya, iko Wajaluo, iko Wakikuyu, iko Wakamba, iko wa Somali, tulichagua mpaka Mgiriki. Women rep wa Nairobi ni wa wapi? Ni wa Greece. Sasa ndio mjue sisi zote Nairobi ni ndugu. Huyu ndugu yangu wakati anachaguliwa Embakasi North, mimi nilishinda kiti ya senator Embakasi North. Huyu hapa. Na hakuna siku hata wakati tunafanya campaign tuligwaruzana na yeye. Mheshimiwa Gakuya, hata watu wa ODM ambao wanaishi kule Embakasi North walikupigia kura. Hata wao wakati unafanya maendeleo wananipea ripoti kama Secretary General. Wananiambia basari unagawa mzuri. Wananiambia maendeleo unapeleka kila mahali. Si ati kwa sababu Dandora 4 hawakuchagua mtu ya UDA kama MCA ati hampati maendeleo. Wanapata. Wale wapati wakuja waniambie leo. So sisi tunataka kusema kama watu wa Nairobi, sisi ni timu moja. Na wakati kuna masuala ambayo yanahusu Nairobi tunasimama sisi sote kwa kipamoja. Mwaka uliopita sisi wote ambao tumechaguliwa kwa bunge, 19 of us, wakati ambapo tuliona kwamba recruitment ya jeshi sio fair kwa watu wa Nairobi, wanatupatia centers kidogo. Mheshimiwa Gakuya alikuwa wa kwanza kuweka sahihi. Tulienda mpaka kotini kustaki serikali ya Kasongo, kumwambia lazima tupewe fairness pale Nairobi, vijana wetu pia wapate nafasi. Mheshimiwa Mawadhe yuko hapa, alitia sahihi. Mheshimiwa Mark Mwenje na wote ambao wamechaguliwa. Nataka Mheshimiwa Gakuya, kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe, kwa niaba ya watu wote wa Nairobi, kwa niaba ya chama kizima cha ODM, niseme pole kwa kumpoteza mama yako. Kupoteza mama ni kitu kichungu sana. Na Mheshimiwa Gashagwa, sisi huwa tunasimama pamoja. Hata mara ya kwanza mimi na wewe kupatana kwenye hafla kama hii,
tuliingia kwa hii serikali kwa dirisha.
Guys, imeuzwa na Junet na Wanga. Tayari wamechukua deposit. Sasa siku Raila alikufa, the day Raila died, Junet used to be with Raila throughout. He never went to collect his body. Alifika airport akajifanya ni mgonjwa, akawachwa akiuza ODM.
Niliitwa huko Butere, na nilipoitwa huko mimi nilienda huko kukula kidogo lunch, breakfast. Lakini sikiliza, lakini nilipofika huko nikapata kuna halaiki ya watu wamenasema hawa pia ni delegates. Sasa tuliongea
overall utapeli na uwizi. Sasa leo nimepitia maeneo ya Busia, ukazama kama twiga. Sika Jumamosi kicho kwa chungulia, nilikuwa nachungulia twiga. Sika Jumamosi kulikuwa na finali za Governors Cup. Jumamosi iliyopita hii Jumamosi. Kumbe sasa nafikiri kwamba mambo ya December. Last weekend, juzi tu. Ndio. Kulikuwa na finali kule Busia. Ndio. Ambapo finali hizi kama kawa. Governor wetu Nara, Mheshimiwa Daktari Oburu Odinga. Akafika pale tournament nini? Half time. Mheshimiwa Oburu akasema pesa yangu inaniwasha. Hii pesa inaniwasha. Nataka kule. Nimekuja na pesa. Akawapatia 1.5 million Kenya shillings. Ndio. Akasema hii ndio nimekuja nayo. Hilo nimetembea nayo. Sasa hii senti ilipewa waziri wa michezo. Sasa hizi timu mbili hazijapokea senti. Kwa nini? Sasa mimi ndo namuuliza, mimi tena ndiye ananiuliza. Mimi ndio nikamwambia please shed some light. Akaniambia Rocho, sawa. Naona umeelewa story. Akanipatia the genesis. Akanipatia story, akaniambia Rocho, pesa mheshimiwa Oburu alipotoa pesa. Ndio. Mimi ndo nilizipokea. 1.5 million. Yes. Nikagawa, kila timu ilikuwa inapewa 70,000 shillings. Kila timu. Hizi timu ambazo zilikuja sasa kutoka kwenye zile za sub counties. Sasa hii timu kutoka Funyula ni 70. Hiyo nyingine kutoka Nambale of Hope 70. So 140. Sasa wote hiyo pesa ikagawana, wakapiga hesabu wakapata ni 70. Sasa kwa sababu huyu chief officer anatoka hiyo maeneo hizo timu za area yake. Akaona acha nichukue pesa ndio wapatia. Waziri akachukua kamwambia hizi pelekea timu zako ile maeneo yako. Area yako. Sasa hiyo ilikuwa ni Saturday. Kwa hivyo cash money Sunday. Haifiki. Monday. Tuesday. We are still
welcome guys wherever you are. My brother and sisters, mambo si mazuri at all. Muda sikwambie mambo ni mazuri. Mambo si mazuri kabisa. Why? Wajua ya kwamba katibu mkuu Edwin Sifuna aliweza kutimuliwa. Na ikawa jinsi imekuwa, wakawa wameteua naibu wake kuwa katibu mkuu wa hicho chama. Na katibu mkuu akawa anazungumza mambo ambayo yanaweza kusababishia naweza sema vipi ndipo uweze kuelewa. Ni kwamba alikuwa amebuni jopo ambalo linaweza kumchunguza sana ambaye alipewa uongozi mkuu. Na so kitu ambacho najaribu kumaanisha ni kwamba ukiangalia kwa macho undani utaona ya kwamba ili pigo la Edwin Sifuna limeweza kukandamiza chama cha ODM, na hata Oburu Odinga mahali alipo kwa hakika hakuweza kutazamia kwamba mambo yangezidi kuchafuka jinsi yanachafuka hivi. Unaona kwamba Omanyo ambaye ameteuliwa kuwa katibu mkuu ama general secretary kwa chama cha ODM kwa hakika amesema ya kwamba ni kiburi cha Edwin Sifuna kimemsababishia kufanya nini kuweza kuondolewa kwenye hayo mamlaka. Na Edwin Sifuna naye akamjibu akasema ya kwamba wewe nyinyi mnajipendekeza kwa sababu ya fedha na pesa ambazo William Ruto anawapa, na ndiposa mnaweza kujipiga kifua na kusema ya kwamba kuna vitu ambavyo mimi ninavyo ambavyo si wapi. Lakini tena there is a secret between this. Who has the certificate of ODM? That is the biggest secret. And yet sitaki niwaeleze leo na sitaki nichambue leo kuhusu who has the certificate of ODM. And hiyo certificate of ODM mwenye ako nayo si Oburu Odinga. Certificate ya ODM iko na mtu mwingine tofauti sana. Je, ni nani ambaye ameweza kuhifadhi certificate ya ODM? Certificate ya ODM iko na mtu kwa hakika nitakuja kuwaeleza tu, but naweza sema tu ya kwamba kuna watu na kuna vitongoji zimekataa na kuna zinasema ya kwamba no Sifuna no ODM. So mtazamo wa ODM utaelekea wapi? Je, ambaye ni acting like leader of ODM, je atamrudisha Edwin Sifuna? Kwa sababu tunaona kwamba Edwin Sifuna amepeleka mkataba kwa court. Ni kwa nini aliweza kungatuliwa without following the correct procedure? Anasema ya kwamba hawakufuata kile ambacho kilitazamia kufuatwa, na ndiposa aweze kuondolewa kwenye kiti chake ama kwenye ofisi yake ya kuwa secretary general. Na akasema ya kwamba nimekuwa secretary general miaka na miaka na nimeweza kuongoza na kufuata footsteps za Raila Amolo Odinga na nina mengi sana ambayo naweza kusema. So pigo tena kwa William Ruto ni kwamba aliyekuwa naibu president ambaye ni Rigathi Gashagwa ameeleza wazi, akasema ya kwamba alikuwa amemweleza Edwin Sifuna alia kwamba ajiadhari kwa maana ataweza kuondolewa kwenye chama cha ODM. Na hakuweza kumsikiza, lakini cha kushangaza ni kwamba aliyekuwa naibu Rigathi Gashagwa akamweleza ya kwamba mlango huu tayari kwa chama cha DCP aje waungane pamoja, kwa sababu lengo lao na agenda yao ni kitu sawia. Na ndiposa utaona ya kwamba huyu aliyeteuliwa kuwa Secretary General naye kaanza kutoa cheche kwa Edwin Sifuna, akisema ya kwamba ni kiburi kimemponza ama ni kutokuelewana ndiposa kumemponza. Lakini Edwin Sifuna naye amesimama akasema mtu yoyote ambaye anampinga William Ruto, kwa hakika yeye ni mtu ambaye watafanya naye kazi kwa pamoja. Tumeona kwamba kutolewa kwa Edwin Sifuna kwa hakika kumesababisha maandamano yafanyike kwa vitongoji tofauti. Kama Bungoma jana tuliona maandamano yakiwa wakisema no Sifuna no DM, Kisumu wakisema no Sifuna no DM, wakisema mahali pengine kama Kisii pia wakisema kwamba kuna mtu anataka kuwania kiti cha ugavana kule Kisii, na amesema ya kwamba hatawania kwa chama cha DCP, na anaomba Edwin Sifuna ajiunge na chama cha DCP ili waweze kupeleka gurudumu pamoja. Je, wewe unafikiri mahali Raila Amolo Odinga hapo, je, anafurahia kwa sababu yeye ndiye amemlea Edwin Sifuna na yeye ndiye amemfunza chochote ambacho Edwin Sifuna anakijua kwa siasa? So it's kuchosha na mengi, bali kumbuka tu kusubscribe kwa hii channel, because sometimes you watch but you forget to subscribe. So subscribe on this channel please, and may God bless you so much as you are doing so. Silent over a moment so that you can subscribe on this channel. Thank you my viewers, hope you have done so. Please remember to subscribe, to share and to comment anything, comment what is happening in Kenya so that we can get more news. But remember what will happen in ODM. Is it ODM bado ipo ama imekufa? Nipe lilo jibu lako kwa comment section.
Money and the resources you see being spent in those ODM rallies, the so-called underground, those monies are not coming from ODM headquarters.
Where are they coming from?
You will ask them. Because for me, this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. I can only account for monies that, because I'm a signatory to the bank accounts, forget this rubbish you hear people saying here. Timothy Bosire, the treasurer, is a signatory to the bank accounts. The last money we expended as ODM officially was for the celebrations in Mombasa, and it was a fraction of what we saw there. So I am telling you, I know for a fact there is parallel funding for activities clothed in ODM colors, and they go around running around saying they are ODM delegates. So this is the problem that we have.
Just one moment.
Yes.
So we can go step by step. So what you're saying is the Linda Ground
those rallies are not financed from party headquarters or party coffers. That
including what we have seen in terms of gaining public support or sentiment for the pre-election coalition pact, which we will talk about.
I am telling you,
the party
all those activities that you have seen, including those ones that you are referring to, there is no money that I executed a check for from party coffers or headquarters. In fact, we didn't have any money. The third quarter of the financial year, the remittance came, I think, 2 weeks ago, about 100 million shillings, and it is a drop in the ocean to what, when compared to what exactly ODM is supposed to receive. The reason why I bring these documents here is so that we can explain to your viewers. We have been the party who's been persuading other political parties. Raila persuaded 26 political formations, all of them which were formed to win power, to support him in 2022. We are saying we cannot even persuade one party to support ODM for presidency.
So what happens if this is somebody you say, to be clear, you do not support President William Ruto's re-election bid? So what happens if your party gets into a pre-election, pact? The president himself, at a meeting with his party members just recently, said, he could win, the margin by 1 to 2 million votes with ODM by his side. So what would happen if your party gets into a pre-election pact with UDA, with President William Ruto as the party leader, as the presidential candidate? Where does that leave you?
I still wouldn't support him. I mean, a ballot is a secret.
Please.
Nobody can compel me to vote for William Ruto. Number two, that math that you quoted is what we call voodoo math. William Ruto would have to break down that number for you, because for me, knowing what I know about how Kenyans vote, listening to sentiment on the ground from Western to Coast to Nyanza to Central Kenya to Eastern to all of those places, I simply do not see a path to power for William Ruto. In fact, I want to say
wait, hang on a second. He does, you think?
And I have said here...
Do you think Matiang'i can make you win an election?
Let me finish. For me, the easiest way for ODM to end up in opposition again is to join up with UDA. Because I know for a fact Ruto is going home. That one I am convinced 100%. I just don't see a pathway for him to power. You know? So, any other person who can help ODM to be able to win, let the party leader go and sit down with them and talk and have a conversation about saving this country.
Okay,
not just about who's going to become president or deputy president.
You are open to conversations with all other political formations.
This is a resolution of an organ of ODM, and as a member of ODM, I am bound by that resolution.
I am asking.
They have said it themselves here.
Views.
They have said it here.
Okay, so allow me to ask this again.
Yes.
Your personal views, as a Kenyan, as an individual, as a human being that you have told us tonight that you are, you would be open to conversations with other political formations because, hang on.
Why don't you allow me to go with the
because,
of the party?
No. The very statement of the party that you have quoted said that you are open to conversations with other political formations, beginning with UDA.
Which is okay.
That is fine. Yeah. Now, you have clearly said here that you do not believe that UDA is a fit for. Now, is that your personal view or is that your view as SG?
That's my personal view.
Good. Yeah. So, your personal view then about these other formations, would they be worth speaking with?
I have told you these other formations have walked the journey with us. Many of them, including this Kina Kalonzo and Kina Jubilee and the others. And I have said, if Baba saw something in them, surely there is something in them in terms of shared values with ODM. So let the people who've been charged with those conversations have those conversations. As a member of the party, I will wait patiently to receive a report that says this is what Matiang'i told us, this is what Wiper told us, this is what Ruto told us.
Because
as members, where should we
Sifuna, you seem very categorical, personally, on not working with UDA.
Yeah.
But you seem to not be committal and going back to your views as SG about the possibility of speaking with other formations.
I have said these people have worked with us, Yvonne. How many times do you want me to answer the question? Let us talk to them the way the Central Committee told us that they were going to do. When this report comes, let us make a decision on a values conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Do you believe that you and, say, former Deputy President Rigathi Gashagwa and his DCP formation share values?
I would have to know what their values are. What are their values? This is a party that is less than, is it 6 months or 3 months? I have not heard them articulate what their values are. So during this conversation here, let's see what their values are. At least for UDA, they have shown us who they are with power.
So let's use this explainer today to clear the air.
Yes.
You have seen this not just at rallies, but online as well. Edwin Sifuna, you are being called a Gashagwa mole. Are you Gashagwa's mole or not?
I'm too big to be anyone's mole. People should be Sifuna's moles. What does Gashagwa's mole mean, by the way, in your understanding?
You know the history of moles.
I don't know. What does being
Gashagwa's mole? In the country's politics.
And what is the genesis of that? You know, this thing about moles in ODM, it's old. It's an old story, going back to even when the party was formed. And for as long as you don't agree with a certain position, you are branded a mole, you know? And it is quite interesting. I had these conversations ramp up after I ran into Gashagwa at a funeral. And it was a funeral for a parent to a member of parliament from Nairobi. Here in Nairobi, we have always stood with each other. Even I have lost people in my family. All these members of parliament in Nairobi came to bury Uncle Lawrence. We have gone to bury Mawade's, I think it was his mom, when she passed. We went to Gakuya's parents' burial as well, in Nyeri. And in fact, that burial for Gakuya's, I don't remember who it was, the father, It is the first time I met the deputy president, and he was the deputy president then. And I said what I said. So if there is a guest list for funerals, let them tell us. But you are not going to stop me from attending a burial of a colleague when a colleague has been bereaved just because Gashagwa is going to be there. I will go to that burial, you know. So for me, really, I expect this because, as I've told you, we have won every argument in the party. The argument they are saying is coming is a physical war. You understand? So they have to look for excuses, and you know what they say, give a dog a bad name and hang it. You know, it's politics. This is kawaida. But I am used to it. I'm prepared. In fact, that central committee that happened after our last explainer, Raila said something to me very profound. He said, Sifuna, even you must learn to have a thick skin, because all these people are going to say all these things about you. And he, even after gave his own life story, he told me, do you realize that the name Raila, like, he was one of the most insulted politicians. They said all sorts of things about it. I mean, it was incessant. It was daily. Out of the 7 newspapers we sell in the country in a week, Monday to Monday, 4 of them had Raila on the headline. Some of them saying true things, some of them saying things that were not true. So he said, you must accept that in your position, and he told me specifically, that in your position as SG, first you must accept that you will be criticized. You will be called names. They will spread rumors about you. They will say things about you that are not true, but you must remain focused. And the focus, the North Star for us is those values that we've spoken about here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a working arrangement between yourself, Winnie Odinga, Babu Owino, and James Orengo? I mean, we seem to see you saying similar things at, you know, rallies or events together. Talk to us about that relationship.
But, you know, first of all, we are members of the same party. And even by extension, some of my friends who are members of the same coalition. Politics can be very lonely, Yvonne. I have lost a lot of friends. These people you see, they are my friends. We used to spend a lot of time together, talk about the country, the values that we have been discussing here. And when all of these friends of yours instantly start singing a different tune, you also need to look for comrades, people who see things from the same perspective as you. That does not necessarily mean that there is a working arrangement. It's just that at this particular point in time, there's people who have taken a certain position, and then there are others who have taken an opposing position. And we need to be together to also guide each other and to validate each other and to correct each other. Sometimes they say Sifuna goes overboard. Sometimes they say other things, you know. So you need friends and comrades in whatever cause you've chosen.
All right.
Yeah.
So friends, comrades. So no plan?
No, there's nothing secret in politics. If there was a plan, you would know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think ODM would you term it as being in crisis?
I don't think so. I think largely, if you ask me, largely a majority of members of a party, especially the grassroots leaders, know where the party ought to be. And it is in the feedback that we receive, we hear from the chairman, the grassroots leaders. We saw opinion polls, including one that was done by Tifa just the other day, that a vast majority of our members prefer that we end this relationship with William Ruto. That poll was not commissioned by Sifuna, you know. So as leaders of a party, we also see this feedback. What we have is a philosophical difference in how we approach these things. And I have explained that philosophical difference, that there's those who appear to already have committed the party to things that have not been discussed, to use the language of Raila Odinga. And they are the ones in violation of these resolutions of the Central Committee. It is not Sifuna. If we said we want to have discussion, structured dialogue with all these political formations, can that dialogue happen first before you say you are committing the party to supporting Ruto for his second term? So in my view, this is why it is important, Yvonne, for us to have that NDC. And I would wish that members of the party come to that NDC and give a mandate to one side. Don't mix us up, because we will never agree. What do you think it would take to convince some of my colleagues there to abandon Ruto? It is impossible. They know it is impossible for them to convince me to support Ruto, you know. So let the membership of a party, this is why we say, let us take it to the people. Let them resolve it, even if it will be, you know, they are threatening us. They are saying, oh, they will buy delegates, they will mess with the delegates list. Sifuna will not even be able to access the venue because we will put goons there, as I told you. Yani yao imebaki moja tu ni vita. Because if we sit down with them here and have a values conversation, they have nothing to say, you know. So once the membership says, oh, by the way, we are going this side, I mean, what they say in democracy, the majority will have their way and the minority would have had their say.
Okay. All right. Let's get questions and comments from our viewers tonight. We start off with this one from Raul. Voke says, let the SG declare his side because you're either in government or opposition. We don't want fence sitters. Do you want to respond to that?
I think I have. I have said mimi ni wa one term. Ama anataka niseme nini?
Okay. Let's take another one. Here we are from my Masi Jr., I believe. Without mentioning names, Honorable Sifuna is painting a picture of individuals who are running around with the ODM party for selfish interests, contrary to what the party has stood for. I guess that's a comment. Otieno Victor says, did Sifuna support government campaigns for Raila AU elections?
I didn't support government campaigns. I supported Raila for the role. I said it even on this show, that I believed Raila was the best possible candidate. In fact, it is that government support that cost him the seat. I've seen it. Yeah.
Another one here that we can see. This is from Bernard in Nairobi. 2 questions for the SG. One, what don't you like? Is it the leadership of ODM by Dr. Oburu, or is it the ODM-UDA talks? 2, because election has to happen in 2027 August. Which candidate are you supporting for the seat?
I think I have addressed my concerns about the leadership.
Yeah.
And in summary on question 2, which candidate are you supporting? I have said anyone but Ruto. I will not vote for Ruto.
Okay. Lois Kavindu in Nairobi asked Sifuna why he never campaigned for ODM candidates in Kariobangi North by-election.
You are a media house, you can play my clips from Kariobangi North and you have pictures and videos. Let him, this is why I said people regurgitate a lot of, what is it called, ignorance online. Because if you just Google Sifuna Kariobangi North, it will show you 1,000 photos of me in Kariobangi North.
Okay, let me take another set of questions before we go to, okay, let's do Nicholas Wanambisi first. Given that ODM appears to be preparing to enter into a pre-election coalition with UDA while it remains in law a constituent member of Azimio, what are the legal implications of such a position?
First, in my understanding of the Political Parties Act, you are not allowed to be in more than one coalition. You have to exit the coalition that you are in first and then form another coalition. And this is what I was talking to you about, that the constitution of ODM requires that for you to vacate the Azimio membership, you need 2/3 resolution. And also the Azimio side has requirements, like you have to give a 90-day notice and so on and so forth. So what I know is you cannot be a member of 2 coalitions as a political party.
Here's a set of questions. 1, can Sifuna explain the role and scope of NGC versus NDC? So maybe I'll just read out all the 4 and then we can take them one by one. Number 2, when were the 3 deputies and the chairperson gazetted to be able to act as he purports? 3rd, was their gazettement ever contested by Sifuna? And lastly, Oburu, the deputies and other leaders have since been gazetted awaiting ratification by NDC. Was that gazettement illegal?
Yeah, now ignorance again. You are only gazetted as a leader of a party after the NDC. Yeah. So none of those people has been gazetted, which is why we are saying, let's call the NDC so that we legitimize the opposition. So they remain
interim until
correct.
the NDC.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Here's another one. Why can't SG Sifuna just resign?
Why should I resign? You should give me one good reason, then I will resign.
All right. Then there is another one. Let's get others from our viewers. Timothy Webuya says, Mr. SG, do you know Okech Sala? He seems to be getting a lot of attention from the death of Baba. And I've seen a Twitter account purporting to be his also saying some things about you.
You know, first, as I said, for as long as you're a member of ODM, even a member of the public, by the way, because as I said, ODM is a publicly funded political party. As a leader in that party, any member of the public is allowed to criticize Sifuna as SG. There's no problem with that. I don't quite remember when I first saw this gentleman, but I do remember taking note of him on the day that Baba died. As I told you, in the morning we all headed to Mama Aida's home. And I remember when the president had already come in. And they were in the middle of, I think he was passing his condolences to Mama Aida. And there was commotion. Somebody just burst in and everybody was in shock. And that was my formal introduction to Okech Sala.
Yeah. And you have not interacted with him since?
No.
All right. So there's another one. Okay, let's get that one. The real Anto says, I have a question for Sifuna. Why is it that you never talk or put Sakaja in check? Is it because he's your fellow Luya, or are you eating together?
First, ignorance again, as usual. There's a group of bloggers there who have been put together to just spread ignorance. Because, Yvonne, in fact, I will share this with your media house, a summary of everything I've done in the Senate last year, including those sessions with Sakaja. You can go on my social media pages to see my oversight role in all my committees, the questions that I have asked about Nairobi. I have a summary here. I will give. This is all the work that I have done in the Senate in the last 12 months, including the representation of the people of Nairobi and the people of Kenya. Sakaja is scheduled to appear before the Senate again. I think next week, before the Public Investments Committee, you will see me there. He is scheduled to come before the Public Accounts Committee. You have seen governors appearing. Oversight happens in those committees. Some of these characters expect me to slap the governor when he doesn't clear garbage. That's not oversight, you know. So and the good thing with this media house, Citizen TV covers proceedings of the Senate, including today when the governor of Kitui was there. Those interactions happen in full public view, you know. These people feel that I spent inordinate time on President Ruto and that I should give him equal measure, give Sakaja equal measure. They don't know that the biggest threat to democracy, to even that devolution that we talk about, is not the county governors. It is the national government. And we have gone through all these things, including the 10-point agenda on how devolution is being systematically stifled by the central government, which is why my focus must remain. If we are going to solve the problems of this country, we must reform State House and the person who occupies it.
Okay. Yeah. Here is another question. Sifuna says he was not there when the decision to make Dr. Oburu the party leader because he was assigned to go and fetch Baba from Mumbai. Question, who assigned him the task? And does he think it might have been a deliberate move to get him out of the way?
It's possible, but you know, at that particular point, Yvonne, first of all, my head was just buzzing, you know? And people ask me, one day I will tell you the story, that the overwhelming emotion for me was actually anger.
Why were you angry?
I was so angry. I was angry at so many things.
Yeah.
I remember getting on that flight and I looked around. I couldn't see enough of Raila's friends. I was very angry. I was just wondering, who are these people going to fetch Mzee? You know? I was very angry at Nyayo Stadium that Baba, even when he was prime minister, you know, there used to be fights about even him getting police escort. And suddenly we have these police outriders in front of his casket, and he's taking this tour that to me should have been like his inauguration or something when he's going around the stadium. Things that were denied Raila during his lifetime.